and refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Scott Tucker Solutions and his show Retirement Decoded. Sunday mornings at 8. Learn more at scotttuckersolutions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
The following live program is sponsored by Breakthrough Ideas.
AM 560, The Answer. It's time for breaking news, expert insight, and informed commentary on what's happening in Springfield, Chicago, and beyond. Because an informed citizenry is the only way to protect our republic. It's time for The Real Story with Jeanne Ives and Amy Jacobson.
Good Friday morning. Amy Jacobson here, Jeanne Ives, The Real Story. And we have a great show for you today.
Full show. Absolutely.
Show. Yes. We're introducing Free for All Friday, by the way. Similar to Open Mic Friday, but free for all, just discuss anything you want.
Yep. That'll be on the back side of the hour, so get your questions and get your, call in, 312-642-5600.
The Guthries have released another video. I know some of you are so sick of me talking about it, but I'm obsessed with this story. Also, opening Olympics ceremony is tonight. And wait until you hear what the Olympic ski jumpers are doing to get pumped up. Bigger jumps, so to speak.
To get about 5.6 meters more in their jump.
Do you watch the Olympics?
I do. You know, the stuff that I like, I watch.
Yeah.
Sure. Not curling.
What, are you a Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics kind of gal?
I prefer the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I know. It's 'cause
I love the downhill skiing.
And figure skating. And I think you're going to love the ski jumpers, Jeanne. I think you'll love them.
We'll have that story for you.
Yes, but first we're going to start with the need to get kids back into the classroom and stop the indoctrination. And we begin that segment with some breaking news.
Yes, so the West Chicago teacher who wrote "Go Ice" on a social media post has now resigned after a school board meeting that happened on yesterday. And Chicago Tribune had the breaking story this morning. And after he was placed on leave last month for an alleged social media post that appeared to support U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the board announced during a meeting on Thursday night that it accepted the voluntary resignation of the Gary Elementary School teacher and would be entering into a separation agreement with him. There were quite a few people there. Apparently there was some sort of petition where they had over 500 people signed a petition to essentially tell him that he shouldn't continue to educate in there. Now this is West Chicago. And it's District 33, one of the worst performing school districts in the state, by the way. And their fake numbers on performance are about 38% are at grade level in English and about 24% are at grade level in math. But those are fake numbers because remember what Pritzker did. He lowered the standards to allow it to show that more people are proficient. Last year's numbers show that only about 24% of students were proficient in English, 16% in math. This is a very poor performing district. It does have 81% Hispanic student population. It spends over $28,000 per student, and they can't even get 1/3 of the kids educated. So this is where you are with this, and this is what they're worried about. Somebody wrote "Go Ice." Apparently, free speech is a one-way street in this country.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey Death Row answer
and you got to contrast this, right? You have to contrast this with Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez.
We'll get to that in a second. But they had over 530 signatures of parents to have him resign. I feel like he would rather live on his knees than die standing because to resign, what does that mean? That means you're not placed on a do not hire list. He's a coward. I mean, I was heartbroken when I heard this story because I faced a similar situation. You either resign, sign this letter, or else you're going to get fired. And then to get off the do not hire list is very hard to do. And I know each district is different, but most of the parents, students, they were at that community members. They filled that meeting last night.
I mean, I'd love to get to talk to the teacher.
Yeah, right. Well, I would love to talk to him too. And all of them said that they wanted him to resign. So what? You don't cave to the mob. And one parent, though, her name is Samantha Reuter. Her daughter is an 8-year-old.
Yep.
And she wrote, because she said that she spoke positively about the teacher and said she thought it was sad that, he felt like he had no other choice but to resign. But she said that her daughter said to her, Mom, people can make bad choices, but not be bad people. And that's coming from the mouth of babes. It's like, but this is a teaching
It's not even a
moment.
bad choice.
No,
I don't personally think it's a bad choice.
Well, if he had put no ice instead of go ice, we'd have a different conversation.
Oh,
He'd be
100%.
fine. He'd be celebrated. He'd be getting a promotion probably.
Well, and the idea that you don't have free speech on your own personal social media, first of all, this is being litigated by Judicial Watch in the case of Jeanne Hedgepeth, who also, because she wrote something on her personal Facebook page in 2020 when the George Floyd riots erupted, she got fired by, I believe it was D11, a D211, maybe it was D214, one of those Northwest suburban school districts. And she is now in a Judicial Watch lawsuit over the fact that she got fired over this. So, I mean, him resigning obviously is to allow him to maybe move on. But let's face it, he probably wanted to move on. I mean, he's probably in a toxic work environment over there. Quite frankly, they're probably just a bunch of Karens.
Yeah, 312-642-5600 is our call-in line. You can also text us on the very same line if you know him too. I would love to have him.
Yeah, I
call in, or even just talk to him, go to lunch with him.
I'm going to try and figure that out. But I mean, talk about it's Walkout Friday again, too. Glenbard South has one planned, apparently, a chance for Glenbard to take a stand. This is Glenbard South in Glen Ellen. And they couldn't even spell the poster right correctly, actually. They misspelled some stuff. But
wait, is it Luring Center?
No, not quite that bad. But, the point about it is, like, they're allowing these political walkouts to continue. And we've had a slew of them, and they're not going away. And they're being led by political leaders in Chicago and elsewhere. And they're teaching kids a viewpoint that is not, I think, correct politically, and it's not balanced. It's actually insane. It's against law enforcement.
Well, Chicago Alderwoman Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, she said the quiet part out loud. She admitted Chicago public schools are indoctrinating students, and this is what she said. Just listen, it's 24 seconds. It's unbelievable.
We are raising the society that we are going to have in a decade, maybe before, and it looks beautiful. Here are the Amazon babies.
She said, "Here are the Amundsen babies."
Those
are my babies, not your babies. And that's the thing. The entitlement of what she said makes me sick.
She grew up in Puerto Rico, by the way.
Yeah, she's Boricua. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she's getting a master's in social work. This is the type of people that are leading you and your children astray.
Well, she should fix the potholes, work on reducing crime, bring new businesses to the community, get rid of rundown houses or buildings. But I don't get the entitlement these kind of folks have with other people's children. Because what she said, the babies, that's a microaggression. That's what they call it. Because when I worked at CPS, you have to take these tests, and you can't say the word, the babies, like there's certain thing you can't say because it's a microaggression. And she's out there like, oh, look at the Amundsen babies.
I mean, this goes right back to Stacey Davis Gates saying there are children. You betcha there are children. You betcha. I don't know. We don't have that clip, but that's what she said.
Yeah. It was so funny because Amundsen walked out, Roosevelt, Mather, Northside Prep, and they all met in a park that just happens to be in Alderman Vasquez's ward. And he acted like he had nothing to do with this.
I want to thank you all for having the courage a lot of adults don't have. You all are out here. You organize this whole thing. This is all done by the students to make sure their voices are heard and to call out people who don't have the courage enough to say that I should be abolished and gone, period. Woo!
That's pure indoctrination. And it's accepted, and it's being taught to the teachers who will teach your children because it's part of the culturally responsive teaching and leading standards passed in 2021. They are teaching and indoctrinating future teachers in your teaching schools in Illinois to make kids activists. This is a part of their curriculum and their agenda. And if parents don't start to actually speak up against it, it's going to continue.
312-642-5600 is our number. Here are some of the students, just some quick,
Okay.
They're feeling their way. They're getting their sea legs, Jeannie.
If you are a minority, you are a target. If you stand up to them, you are a target. They don't abide by the Constitution, and they don't abide by the law.
All right, coming up on The Real Story with Jeannie Ives and Amy Jacobson.
We have State Representative Chris Miller, the 101st District. We're going to talk about that crash in Indiana that killed 4 Amish men because something similar happened in his district just a few months ago.
You're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
You're listening to The Real Story with Jeannie Ives and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
There's nothing wrong with flying first class. Of course, everybody's got that cheapskate uncle that always says the back of the plane lands at the same time as the front of the plane. I guess there's some sort of cheapskate logic in that. However, the door is in the front of the plane. So why not get to first class? After all, they have dishes, silverware, glasses, warm towels. And if you want to sit at first class, or you aspire to, all you need is a little planning from Alpha Wealth Group. Their goal is to help maximize your income in retirement. Since you can't take it with you, there's no point in squandering your time. After all, the warm towels make the ride fun. Call Tom Fortino and Alpha Wealth Group for their complimentary roadmap to retirement, so you can take a first-class flight and not worry about the cost. Call 630-864-6711. That number again, 630-864-6711. 630-864-6711 or online at alphawealthgroup.com.
40,000 people. That's enough to pack Wrigley Field. I'm talking about 40,000 people who realized hip and knee surgery wasn't their only option. There has to be another way. Guess what? There is. They found it at QC Kinetics, an alternative to surgery. I know this because I've met these patients. They are moving better and hurting less thanks to QC Kinetics' advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. Do your research and talk with my friends at QC Kinetics. They offer natural treatments backed by real science. They will activate your body's natural healing power. Safe, natural, non-surgical. Osteoarthritis only gets worse, so don't wait. Get started this month. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you choose surgery, talk with QC Kinetics and tell them Dan Prof sent you. That's me. Call today, 312-827-6261. That's 312-827-6261. Once more, call QC Kinetics, 312-827-6261.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
AM 560, The Answer.
Real quickly, too, I just want to remind people when we were talking about that West Chicago teacher who resigned because he wrote "Go Ice" on his social media page. There's 3 teachers that have made 3 different statements that have had 3 different outcomes. That Chicago public school teacher who mocked Charlie Kirk's assassination, no discipline whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Then that Gary Elementary person, always Go Ice, that we just mentioned, put on leave, eventually resigned. And in Palatine, an anti-BLM post fired 1 teacher.
That's right.
And now that's now in front of the Supreme Court.
Well, that's
case.
Headed there. That's Judicial Watch has that case.
Yeah.
For Jeannie Hedgepeg.
Right. Mm-hmm. But that's, I mean, at least she's fighting.
She is fighting.
Why
but she was fired.
Fighting?
It was a little bit different. But yeah.
Well,
this guy resigned.
Well, they probably told him you can either get fired or resign.
Right. He probably was given that ultimatum. So
no, you could take the stair or the windows.
Yep.
Or I should say the window or the stairs.
Well, other big news here is, again, this happens again. How many more times is this going to happen? You had Katie Abram last January, killed by an illegal drunk driver in the States. It came in, shouldn't have been here. You had Michael and Gail Clayton killed last fall down in Coles County. He was a Coles County board member, killed by an illegal who crossed the center line, slammed into their truck on their way back. There was another couple in the vehicle with them. And he and his partner were fine, but they're illegally too. And now you have this next story. A semi-truck driver held on ICE detainer after 4 were killed in a head-on crash. Just reading from like a Fox News report. Indiana State Police said the fatal crash happened Tuesday around 4 p.m. in the area of State Road 67. The truck collided with a van. Department of Homeland Security told Fox that the driver is a Kyrgyzstani national who entered the U.S. via the Biden-era CB1 cell phone app on December 19th, 2024. Amy, in about 6 months from there, he had a CDL issued to him from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just horrific, a completely preventable crash. I wanted to have State Rep Chris Miller in to talk about this. We'll have him in more frequently. He is the head of the Illinois Freedom Caucus. He is also a state rep for the 101st District, and his wife is Congresswoman Mary Miller. Chris joins us right now. Chris, thanks so much for coming on. Chris? Do we have Chris?
Yes or no? I love silence on radio.
Do we have Chris? Okay. Apparently they're pulling him up.
But this accident, I mean, it was so horrific because it was a father and his 2 sons and their friend. And those young men had their whole lives in front of them. And I just don't understand why we're giving people not only driver's license, but CDLs. I mean, did they not know what happened to the Willis children back in the day?
Well,
in Illinois, I mean, a CDL, that's a huge responsibility.
Well, I know, and it's easy to come by, especially in states like Illinois, which say, first of all, if you're here illegally, it used to be in 2013 they passed the law that says that you could get, no, I think it was 2012, you can get a driver's license, but it's going to look differently. Okay. Then just a few years ago, they said, no, that is actually discriminatory to illegals. Okay, that are here. That's discriminatory to illegals. So they changed the law. Well, you know why? Because they couldn't pick up their prescriptions and their liquor.
Oh my gosh.
That's why. Barbara Hernandez literally said that on the House floor, that's why they had to change this driver's license to a standard looking driver's license. So now they have a standard driver's license. Once you have a standard driver's license, and then you can get a work permit, which is easy to get in this state now under Governor Pritzker. Then you've got the 2 things that you need to then go ahead and try and get a CDL license. That's how easy it is. And we need an absolute inspection of all these CDL licenses. Chris, thanks for joining us. I don't know if you heard our intro, but we were talking about, relating the 4 Amish guys killed in the Indiana crash with what happened to Gail and Michael Clayton. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, they were hit by illegals out of Indiana that were over here, obviously getting drunk and high, just from the reports. And I mean, it's just for some reason, the J.B. Pritzker and the radical Dems have decided to put the lives of Illinois citizens in jeopardy just so they can try to bring in a level of new voters that are going to vote for them, they're completely dependent upon taxpayer dollars to fund everything. The tragedy of it is this is becoming a daily news story that an illegal in here illegally has obtained a driver's license from Illinois, from California, from Pennsylvania, someplace, and they are literally driving 80,000 pounds missiles, and you never know. And I know one thing that Mary and I have been doing is we've been stopping at truck stops and not identifying ourselves, but just asking them how many truck drivers come in here that can't speak the language. And they said almost everyone that comes in here. And typically, if they can't speak the language, they can't read the language. And so how in the world are they going to ever read a traffic sign?
Well, I mean, it's a real big safety issue, but also the problem in the state of Illinois is oftentimes we don't even have the reporting requirements like in Indiana would have where you can find out, or a Florida where you can find out that the person who created the crash is illegal. They will often just escape without anybody even noticing that. And so likely there's more people that have been killed by illegals on the road or injured or harmed in any way. I mean, there's a suspicion that the state trooper that was killed about a year ago, he was actually killed by an illegal. We don't have confirmation of that, though, because we hide all those rules, all that reporting.
Right. Absolutely. They've taken, I mean, on the Illinois driver's license, there's no way on there to distinguish whether you're illegal or illegal.
So what about in this case, then, the guy from Kazakhstan who's here illegally, who downloaded the app on his phone? Kyrgyzstan. I don't know, something with a stan, you know.
Yeah, right. A K and a stan.
Sorry.
K-stan.
I'm a name assassinator. Now I'm a country name assassinator. But what's going to happen to him? Do we know? I mean, because it's so obvious. He's here illegally. He obtained it illegally. He didn't show up for his court appearances.
No.
Chris, are you there? Chris?
Yeah, I am. Well, in my mind, there's 19 sanctuary states, and they're the tip of the spear on all these problems. They're facilitating and encouraging all this activity, and the only thing that these radical left states understand is withholding dollars. And I know that there's some legislation that's being drafted, the Safe Driving Laws Act, that actually withholds block grant money from states that are actually doing this. And I know non-compliance will cost the state of Illinois almost $1 billion in revenue that's supposed to go to roads. Unfortunately, it's not going. They don't have to comply till fiscal 27. So that's a ways down the road. But it seems like the only thing that these tax and borrow and spend Democrats understand is if you withhold money from them, and then they start whining like a bunch of little teenage schoolgirls.
Well, I mean, Illinois is on track to lose literally billions already. One, because their SNAP verification rules are so out of whack,
Right.
and two, because of their Medicaid situation and also their daycare situation if they don't clean up the fraud there. So, Chris, you guys have been you guys showed up for spring session for 3 days in January, and you literally have 3 weeks off. You don't go back until the 17th. The 18th is the governor's budget address. And my question to you is, like, in those 3 first session days, did they do anything other than bash ICE, or was that their entire agenda?
Well, we had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had at least a minimum of 6 resolutions that, if you want me to give you the cliff notes, we hate Donald Trump, and we want you to know we hate Donald Trump. And they're not enjoying the golden age of America like many citizens are able to, But that's what, it was a complete waste of time, a complete waste of taxpayer dollars. I haven't done the math to add up all the per diems and the staffing and what it actually cost the taxpayers of Illinois for us to be there, but it was a complete, crap show. I won't say the other words, but it was just unbelievable, the incompetence that we see on display regularly. These people may not be the dumbest people on earth, but if that dumbest one dies, these guys are right in line.
Well, Chris, I want to thank you so much for coming on The Real Story with Jeanne and Amy, and we will have you on again to give us more specific updates about a lot of the bills that are floating around. Many of them are just ridiculous.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you guys exposing all the things that you are, because the citizens of Illinois deserve to know the truth about what's really happening here in Illinois.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Miller. All right. Coming up on The Real Story, which Super Bowl halftime show are you going to watch, and why? If you're going to watch the All-American show, you're not going to want to miss our next guest. He'll tell you what they're doing, the inside scoop, and how you can watch it.
On On February 24th, President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address to Congress.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
At AM 560, The Answer is throwing a viewing party, and you're invited to join us for dinner at the Meridian Banquet and Conference Center in Rolling Meadows. Enjoy dinner before the speech, and then watch the speech with AM 560's Dan Proft, Sean Thompson, Jeannie Ives, Amy Jacobson, and John Anthony. Tickets are on sale now at 560theanswer.com/party. Sponsored in part by Edward Jones agent Nolan Webster.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Attorney General Pam Bondi says a key participant in the 2012 Benghazi attack is in custody.
Today, I'm proud to announce that the FBI has arrested one of the key participants behind the Benghazi attack. Zubair al-Bakosh landed at Andrews Air Force Base at 3 a.m. this morning.
He now faces charges of murder, terror, and arson linked to the attack that killed Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 others. It's day 6 of the search for Nancy Guthrie and her son Cameron with a new video message.
We need a way to communicate with you so that we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Now, officers revealing the first ransom deadline passed, and a second one is set for Monday with possibly more serious threats. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
This afternoon, anticipate mostly cloudy skies with a brisk breeze and a chance of a snow shower. Watch out for possible freezing drizzle, which could make for a slippery morning commute, particularly in northern areas in northwest Indiana. The temperature will reach a high of 37 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560. The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then they help you do more with it. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Is your child tackling new challenges in math this year? Working hard to get ahead of the pack? Here's the good news. There's a secret weapon. Mathnasium, the authority on math education. With over 1,000 learning centers worldwide, we know what it takes to build real confidence in math. Here's what sets us apart. Expert instructors who teach each student individually. No cookie-cutter approach. No rushing through lessons. We create customized learning plans designed specifically for your child's needs, helping them achieve their academic goals, not just this semester, but all year long. Whether they're struggling to catch up or ready to excel, our proven methods work. Kids leave Mathnasium stronger in math, more confident in the classroom, and ready to handle whatever comes next. Visit Mathnasium today and discover why parents trust us with their child's math education. Mathnasium, where kids love math.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
If you'd like a smartphone that's really smart, download the OnePlace.com app, the app that will inspire your faith daily and provide answers to the biggest questions of all. OnePlace lets you download your favorite pastor's programs and listen, even offline or in airplane mode, with easy connections to your Bluetooth speaker or dashboard. To download your free OnePlace app, visit the iTunes App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android device and search for OnePlace. That's OnePlace.
I'm alpine skier Michaela Schifrin. I've won the most World Cup ski races in history. But what does success mean to me? Success means discipline. It's teamwork. It's the drive and passion inside of us, and it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing global wealth management firms in the country. If you're looking for success, surround yourself with the people who will get you there. If you're an advisor or investor, choose Stifel, where success meets success.
Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back to The Real Story with Jeannie Ives and Amy Jacobson. Of course, we as Americans, we have a choice, believe it or not. Super Bowl 60 coming up this weekend, and the halftime show is going to feature Bad Bunny. And here's some of his work. I don't know if he speaks or sings in English in any of his songs. That's enough of that. A lot of people say he's anti-American. We do know one thing for sure. He's anti-ICE.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say ICE out.
And there are reports that he's going to be wearing a dress, but of course he's an entertainer. So we do have an alternative for you. Turning Point USA has the All-American Halftime Show 2026, and the founder and creator of that joins us now, Andrew Colvett. Good morning, Mr. Colvett. How are you?
I'm well. I hope people don't mistake me for being the founder and creator of Turning Point because of course that is the one and only Charlie Kirk. But yeah, I had a hand to play in the formation of the All-American Halftime Show, and we're honored to be presenting that as you said as an entertainment option for folks on Sunday.
Yeah. So how did you get this idea? You saw the lineup for the Super Bowl and thought, you know what, America deserves better.
You know, if you go back far enough, Charlie was fixated on the halftime show. It's just one of those weird things. If you go back through his Twitter feed throughout the years, he founded Turning Point in 2012, and our team found a tweet of his from 2014 with one like. This is a man who died with 5-6 million followers on that platform, and in 2014 he had one like on a tweet bemoaning the halftime show, saying, "What is clothing optional?" In the halftime show. And throughout the years, he just saw it, I think, as this really important cultural moment. And Charlie would just rush into those frontline wars, right? That's why he was on college campuses, because he was like a missionary. He went where the people didn't want him, but that needed him. And then, he wanted that for the halftime show. I really believe it is that he wanted it to be more reflective of the spirit and the heart and the soul of the American people as he knew them. And it just increasingly was apparent that it didn't reflect those values at all. And it would just bother him. It just grated at him. And so I think this year's act for the halftime show was announced, there was this huge blowback. A lot of people were upset. We were told we had 4 months to learn Spanish and to just get over it. And it felt like an intentional snub to the president. I mean, let's be honest. That's what half the country felt, maybe more than half the country felt. And I think more than half the country knew that's exactly why it was the act was chosen. And so, it was kind of one of those things that just started as a meme online, as a joke. Jack Posobiec, who's one of our contributors, kept joking about it and kind of was egging us on. And then he and I were on a show together, and I told him, I was like, because of your jokes, Jack, I keep getting these press inquiries from like legitimate press outlets, like asking me, can I confirm that we're in fact going to be, doing an alternative option for folks. The All-American Halftime Show is what it'll become. But I said, well, I wasn't planning on doing it, but now maybe we should. So we kind of just put our heads together as a team and said, hey, let's take a stab at this and see if Turning Point can do something worthwhile. And we made the decision with 0 acts booked, with zero plan of how we're going to pull this off. I can tell you that it was much more difficult than we anticipated. There's a lot of artists that do not want to be perceived as doing something antagonistic to a certain professional sports league. And there's a lot of venues that don't want to be perceived as doing something antagonistic to a certain professional sports league. So it was a tricky thing to pull off.
So are you selling tickets to the live event? Because I know people can watch online, and we'll get to that. But where are you going to film this, or is it going to be pre-taped?
So it's going to be. We're actually doing it in Atlanta. I've seen the rehearsal footage. It's stunning. It's beautifully produced. It's in a live. We have a live audience, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a live audience, but it's. I would say in the hundreds, not the thousands. It's sort of a made-for-TV concert, right?
Okay.
It's going to be. It's going to be where, whereas the other guys, they have, it's a big stadium. The cameras are miles away from where the action is on the field. This is going to be right up in your face, like right up close and personal, high octane, immersive, explosive production. I mean, I'm telling you, and what's great about it is each of the performers put their heart and soul into this. They have absolutely poured themselves into it. Each one of them took it so seriously, and they wanted to honor the country. They wanted to express their faith. They wanted to sing their hit songs. And of course, I'm talking about Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, Gabby Barrett. They all had huge hits, and they're all just chomping at the bit. And we're super grateful to them because, as I said, it took courage to do what they did and to say yes to this. So we're honored to have them. And yeah, the live stream will go out right after the action on the field stops, and you can just switch over. So that's the new instruction. Flip the channel.
To where? Where are we flipping, or where are we looking online?
Right. So this is the issue, right? So a lot of people do have TBN on traditional cable. So if you happen to have TBN, Trinity Broadcast Network, on traditional cable, they have I think they're in like 75 million homes. So you can switch over to TBN if you are technically challenged. Otherwise, most people in today's day and age have, a smart TV with like a YouTube app. That would be an option, or you can just go to Turning Point's YouTube page. And so we'll have it pinned and streaming live there. And Daily Wire Plus is going to have it. So if you're a subscriber there, you're going to have it. Real America's Voice, OTT, which is an over-the-top channel. So if you have Samsung TV, Hulu, Sling, all of those kinds of things, you can watch it on RAV, Real America's Voice. Same with Sinclair Broadcasting is going to be syndicating it on their Charge channel. Again, Samsung Plus, YouTube TV, Hulu, Sling, all those things. And then NTD and OAN. So you can find it anywhere on social media, all of Turning Point social media channels. So you can, a lot of people just stream things to their phone, from their phone to their TV. But make a plan. If you are technologically challenged, get somebody younger in your family on game day to just walk you through it. Go to Turning Point's YouTube, X, or Rumble, and you can push it right to the TV. Or use any of those options I just went through. Daily Wire Plus, TBN, Real America's Voice, NTD, OAN.
All right, so all the performers that are going to be there, Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, are they all going to be performing a song together at the end, similar to We Are the World?
Well,
or is you going to tease
I like
it?
your instincts. I like your instincts, and I can neither confirm nor deny your instincts. But I think that would be a fun idea if they chose to do that. That's all I'll say.
We'll leave it there.
Yep.
Andrew Colvett, thank you so much. Turning Point USA spokesperson, radio host, and Charlie Kirk's producer and friend. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to I will be one of the people switching over at halftime to watch your show.
Switch the channel.
Yes.
Switch the channel.
I'll do it.
All right. God bless you. Thank
Thanks.
you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. You too.
Don't believe the official narrative? You've got the real story on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Stay tuned for a special message from Angel Dad Joe Abraham about his daughter Katie.
Put yourself in my shoes. I just spent my first Christmas without Katie. My daughter was murdered by an illegal immigrant Governor Pritzker protected. Imagine her final breaths, knowing that you would have given your life for hers, but you didn't have the chance. Put your child in Katie's shoes. Think of the unfulfilled dreams, the unrealized joys, and the permanent loss. I'm not a political guy, But when politicians unleash violent criminals, we all need to get involved. We can do better, and we must do better. Ted Dabrowski would have protected Katie, and he'll protect your children the way I wish someone had protected mine.
I'm Ted Dabrowski, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
I give up. Where are they?
Who?
Employees.
What?
You say Hasselus Mattress Showrooms don't have any employees. Come on, bud. I know better.
I assure you.
Are they cooped up in a secret back room?
Huh?
Or waiting outside in the bushes?
Sir.
I know. They're hiding under the beds, aren't they?
Listen, Hasselus Mattress Showrooms really are employee-free. Give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Nope, don't believe it.
You won't believe our prices either. Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more for way less.
Right.
Others sell a Queen Aspen Cove A hybrid for $1,820, but our everyday low Hasselus price is just $994. Free next day delivery too.
Next you'll say I can get a free adjustable base with my purchase through Monday.
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, come on!
Save on Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest, plus get a free adjustable base. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
What day is today? Friday. You know what that means.
Stimulate your mind, man. It's Friday.
One day I'll have Friday on my mind.
It's Friday. Shouldn't you be off with your friends, scaring old people?
It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
No holds barred, free for alls.
After this Friday, the neighborhood will never be the same.
Might hit the highway on the Vegas run, fool, cause it's Friday.
Oh, yeah. Becomes a free-for-all.
You know what happens here on Friday?
This type of free-for-all melee. The phone lines are open. Call Jeanne and Amy now. 312-642-5600. It's time for Free-for-All Friday.
Oh, yeah. Happy Friday. We finally got our first week done.
Oh, my gosh. Wow, that went fast.
I know.
Yep.
Okay, 312-642-5600 before we get to the phone calls. And Free for All Friday, just so you know, is just whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to talk about, what happened during the week, whatever it is, we will take your phone calls. And I have to tell you, we just spoke with Andrew Colvette from Turning Point USA. He's the spokesperson. He's in charge of this All-American halftime show. I wanted to play this and get his reaction, but he was up against the clock because he had to go on Steve Bannon. He had to go in the war room, so he couldn't spend that much time with us. But Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, doesn't think that Bad Bunny is going to be political. Oh, no, there's going to be no politics at our halftime show.
I think everybody listen, Bad Bunny and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world. And that's one of the reasons we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on, and that this platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with their creativity, with their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
312-642-5600. I know a lot of people don't even watch the NFL because it became so politicized. Started with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee, and then went on to
it's been more divisive than united.
And then it went on and comments on people's back of their helmets, and then on the end zone, and then on their shoes, and then their, just different T-shirts that they were wearing. And they have a right to, freedom of speech, because we talked about that at the beginning of the show. But I just want to watch football. I don't want to, I couldn't stand when they started wearing pink for breast cancer awareness.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that's filtered down to high school.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That's the problem. I mean, you see those high schoolers wearing pink socks. It's like, seriously, what the hell?
Oh, my gosh, Jeannie, you should, when I was a coach and two of my girls were like, we're going to wear pink socks. And I said, no, you're not. Pink does not go well with brown and red and white. And also, too, I like uniformity. So if not two of you are going to wear pink socks, but the whole thing is, the bottom line was I wanted to watch football without a political message, without a, I know when to get my mammogram. Okay. I don't need to see somebody, a football player wearing pink pads to know that it's time for me to get the mammy, Well,
I know what I'm going to be checking out.
What?
That's the Olympic ski jumpers. They're reportedly juicing their penises for bigger jumps.
Heyo.
Yep, Daily Caller. They have it, Yep, the anti-doping bosses said Thursday in Milan they're looking into claims that male ski jumpers are injecting their penises with acid, some hyaluronic acid, to gain ski suit measurements and fly farther. So apparently these ski suits are very tightly controlled in how they fit, and that if they had a bigger, looser suit, they'd have more aerodynamic lift for competition. You can't even read this with a straight face. So this is what they're doing.
Ski jumping suits are tightly regulated, and the crotch line is measured to the bottom of the athlete's area. Okay, meaning a lower measurement point could theoretically permit more fabric in a key area and therefore fly further.
You go, be boy. Staring at the ski jumper's crotches, apparently.
And you know what? Okay, I'm not going to say it, but yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to get off your chest, lovely lady? I mean, I can't believe you just used the P word. Wow. Who would ever know?
Let's get to the phone line.
Okay, 312-642-5600. Let's go to Stan in Ingleside. You're on The Real Story. Good morning, Stan.
Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Good. Very good.
Very good. I live in Ingleside. Used to be a bastion of Republicanism. I'm just frustrated. I think you folks on the radio, and I can't advocate my TV enough to get conservative stuff, but I think you do a good job of getting out information and the facts. I just don't think our Republican candidates are doing much. I invited last year a congressional congressman, a candidate, to come out, and unfortunately, Tom Weber, the representative out here in Lake County, didn't do a damn thing to try to help promote it. I think we need to do more, in terms of meetings. It's tough. The news is so left, it's ridiculous. And people aren't ignorant, but that's what they see. I just would like to see us. I've called Bailey, and all I get is, send me money. I can't get through to people to talk to them. I'd like to support them, and I would do a yard party. I would set up a thing at the volunteer fire department or the township office in Grant Township. I'd love to do something. It's hard to get through. And I just think the Republicans aren't doing enough to get in the media.
Thanks, Stan, you know what? I'm supporting Ted Dabrowski, and Ted would love to come out and talk to you and get you yard signs and discuss the issues in real time. So I'll get your phone number and I'll give you a call.
Or actually, Stan, I just hung up on Stan. So, Stan, you could call back.
What?
And he can call back 312-642-5600. And our lovely producers back there, Jordan and Paul, will get your number, and she will definitely help you. Let's go to Linda in Glen Ellen. You're on The Real Story.
Hello, Jeannie and Amy. It's so great to be on your show and listening. And I can tell you guys are doing a great job, and I wish you guys much success. So it's been a great week listening to you guys and all the issues you're bringing up here in Illinois.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hey, just a quick note on the West Chicago thing. And Jeannie, I had been on your breakthrough with Cedra, and with the Glenbard, transgender and the policy issues and the bad books and all that crazy stuff. But one thought I was having too with just getting parents involved. I think a lot of Christian schools that have parents that are sending their kids into public schools, they really need to be aware a little more about what's going on, and the schools should do a better job at that. So, but again, congratulations, you guys, and keep on fighting the good fight.
Thanks a lot, Linda. Appreciate you.
Let's go to Bob in Buffalo Grove. You're on The Real Story. Good morning, Bob. Almost good afternoon.
Good morning. Good morning, Amy and Jean. Congratulations on your program, and you've kicked off a great week of discussions. I've been waiting for the right topic to weigh in, so let's go back to yesterday's discussion. You referenced early voting. I've been doing that for many, many years at the Arlington Heights City Hall. Most of the time there's no lines, and I get in quick. And you might find this somewhat interesting. The election judge asked for my driver's license. If you want to vote, give it to me. Your check-in will go a lot quicker because they just scan the license and it immediately picks up my information. Next thing, you had discussed about abortion in Pritzker. I'm all for abortion. This November, I hope Pritzker gets aborted by the voters.
I see what you did there, Bob. That's really funny. All right. Thanks, Bob.
All right, Bob.
Wait, I got one more one.
Okay, Bob.
Steve Cortez had a good discussion on the Chinese students, but that's only half the story. What about all the importation of foreign workers through the H-1B program? The colleges are filled with these foreign employees.
Well, Texas put a stop to that, and I believe Florida
is
putting the brakes on that too. So, all right,
have
thanks,
a great
Bob.
weekend.
Text
a lot, Bob.
message, Jeannie and Amy, I recall when a wardrobe malfunction was controversial. Now we have American-hating cartel vocalists.
Yeah.
Keep the text messages coming. Let's go to Christine in Morris. Good morning, Christine. How are you?
Hi, it's Christine from Rogers Park. How are you?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Morris Avenue, whatever, Rogers Park. North Side.
Yeah,
We just had Morris
Rogers Park.
Okay.
I just want to say I congratulate you. I like the format. I like the matchup. I predict that you will go to a 2-hour show soon.
Well, she's got her crystal ball out
Well,
there
I
ready
hope
to go.
so, actually.
All right, thanks, Christine in Rogers Park. Appreciate it. Let's
take Kevin from Austin.
Yeah. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, I hope the skiers don't have a wardrobe malfunction. That would be interesting. Congratulations on the first week. It's exciting to hear you guys. I hope I see you guys on Rumble soon. I hope you do that to show your show.
Oh, never thought about it.
Yeah, so I think it'd be great. And because it is early voting right now, Jeannie, please expound on your 20 years experience as a precinct chair and how somebody who could, if they like Ted Dabrowski, if they contact him, probably contact the coordinator or whatever, and how they can make calls from home, even on their cell phone to help. And that's a way to get involved.
Absolutely. We're making tens of thousands of calls a week because we have that sort of system already set up. I think the only ones who have that sort of a ground system, but definitely reach out to the tedforillinois.com campaign and sign up to volunteer to make phone calls for Ted. That'd be great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, sure thing. And one thing, Roger DeGraw, Roger, I think, stands for repressed, obtuse guys expressing radicalism.
Thank you. All right, quickly, let's go to Ron on the South Side. Go. Hi, Ron.
Yes, ladies. Just wanted to say it's been a great first week, very entertaining and informative. I really appreciate the guests you all bring on, and the last caller mentioned Steve Cortez yesterday. But when y'all bringing us guests to keep us well informed, that story was so disturbing. But again, it was a great week. I did not miss one moment. You all have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Ron.
Nice,
That's
Ron.
a great way to sign off.
He listened more than my mother. She finally figured out how to download the app.
Oh,
well, you just download 560 The Answer, and then you click on it. Then you click on the right podcast, and then you scroll through the shows. So
that's right. And we are The Real Story, and you can catch us there if you miss us live.
Yeah, and also don't forget the All-American Halftime Show. You can watch at Turning Point USA's YouTube channel, and there's different ways you can watch it. So I can't wait. I'm going to be flipping over.
Are you
I don't
watching
need to see
the
Bad Bunny
opening?
in a dress.
Are you going to watch the opening of the Olympics?
Oh, yeah. I'm a little bit of an Olympic nerd. But
oh, my gosh.
All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you Monday.
If you're over 65 and struggling with knee pain, Joint Relief Institute offers a guaranteed way to treat it. It's non-surgical and often covered by Medicare and private insurance. It's JRI's Joint Arthritis Treatment, knee lubrication placement that's so accurate, it's 100% guaranteed and can relieve your knee and shoulder pain in 10 minutes or less. Book your risk-free consultation today and get back to walking, golfing, pickleball to cycling without pain or medication. Call 708-315-6800. Meet the provider, get an x-ray and joint consultation. Why wait? JRI has treated over 30,000 Chicagoans and performed over 400,000 procedures. You could be next. Over 5,000 five-star Google reviews can't be wrong.
Stop living in pain.
Call the Joint Relief Institute today, 708-315-6800, or visit jointreliefinstitute.com. Locations in Glenview, Oak Brook, and Orland Park. That's 708-315-6800 for the Joint Relief Institute. Medicare and most private insurance plans accepted.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer Chicago.
A high-profile